Good Sunday afternoon. It is June 4th, 2023. I had a very eventful week of ups and downs. I managed to get a bar workout on Memorial Day to kick it off. Seraphin and I ended up checking out Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It was great. Went to Hooters afterward. Um, I may have possibly overexposed myself last week because I ended up coming down with a pretty bad cold. I don't know if you could hear it in my voice right now. It's still lingering. It's still a little bit hoarse. It seems like I can't shake off that St. Patty's weekend uh, voice loss. It just keeps coming back. Tuesday morning, I had my follow up visit at the fertility hospital with Dr. Ronnie Elias just to check how everything went after egg retrieval. Everything checked out fine. My ovaries are back to normal, and I can resume my normal activity related to that area, which is good news. And while I was on the Upper East Side, I decided to pay my friend Jason a visit. He's also working on recovering from an injury, and that day we ended up making a pact. Here's a clip from my Instagram. I had an appointment this morning, and I decided to visit Jason. This is his lanai. So cute. We just had lobsters.
Awesome.
Jason, explain what's happened to you.
So basically, I decided to go skiing as a good white man that I am, of course. Blame it on my partner. I'm kidding. No, it was actually my third time skiing, and I busted my ass going down a blue. I felt a bit too comfortable. This was back in Aspen on the second day of vacation. Long story short, knee that got dislocated, torn meniscus, tendon. I had to pop my knee back in by myself. So while doing that, I kind of broke or consumed it.
And how long is your recovery going to take?
8 months. So which is?
So 8 months is also my recovery timeline. And Jason and I have a plan.
So the plan is to actually do our first 5K. And it's going to be a neighborhood, what's it called?
Run the waterfront.
Run the waterfront in LIC.
We are going hard, revenge body, get our bodies back working out after we're recovered.
Full on body revenge mode.
Hell yeah!
Watch out, baby.
So I get back from that lunch, and my cold symptoms, my whatever virus I had, everything just peaked. I had one of the most raging, worst sore throats I've ever had in my life. It was just felt so raw, burning. It kept me up all night. Full on congestion. I was going through tissue boxes, coughing. I felt awful. Uh, the next day, I had labs and my follow up with my oncologist, and she also had a cold. She was kind of just said, we should definitely push back your chemo on Thursday to next week. So I was kind of bummed to hear that because, every time I have to push out my chemo, it pushes out the end of the treatment timeline. So, but I did know that it was for the best. It would just be hell going through a cold and chemo at the same time. So it was a good call. I spent the week pretty much resting in bed. The cats were fighting for my attention all day, which was cute. All over me. They loved having me home. On top of being sick all week, my hair loss also started coming on very quickly. I would just, you know, grab slightly to a bunch of strands and they just popped right off. It wasn't the burning painful sensation that I heard from another YouTuber. So it just kind of felt like, um, say you had a really tight ponytail and you took it off, like, and your hair was kind of stuck in one direction. I could feel mainly at my cowlick some sort of pressure like that. Um, but it's pretty traumatic, just kind of like every time I rubbed my fingers through my hair, I'd get, you know, grab a bunch of strands, and they were just, I was afraid to take a shower. I felt like it would just power wash my all the follicles off. So I got pretty emotional midweek, and I started trying to see, who can I ask to, cue ball me. And it turned out to whoever who answered a call, and it was Roman Mendoza. We go way back from St. Francis Prep days, and he's an ex-Marine. He has four sons, and I learned that he's been buzzing since he was in eighth grade, and even was buzzing my high school friends like Brian and Eddie. So he was the perfect person to ask, and he took a house call, came over Saturday night, you know, just worked around his dad's schedule to, do me a solid. And I felt a lot better after that. It was actually a cathartic experience getting your head shaved off. Roman here, I've known him since high school.
Right down the middle.
He's doing the honors of cue balling me. Oh my god. That seems like such a past self, and it was only yesterday. Thanks, everyone. Oh my god.
Are you alright?
Yeah.
It looks good.
Like, is my head a weird shape?
No, it's actually really round.
I thought my
Want me to paint it a little? On the
it's
sides?
Snowbell. So concerned. After seeing myself finally bald, I didn't think it looked too terrible, and it actually feels quite good. I don't think I'll be covering it up or wearing a wig as much as I originally thought I was going to. It's pretty comfortable. I feel comfortable with myself in it, looking this way. I did play around a little bit today, just kind of. I wore one of my headscarves to church, and just kind of tried on my wigs just to see what it looks like, and they look pretty fantastic. Here's a few photos. Lastly, I have to give my son Seraphin kudos for this week. He was so helpful around the apartment, doing his chores, taking care of the cats, helping me out, setting up the dinner table, cleaning up the dinner table, taking out the trash and recycling, helping me, transfer one of my big plants. It was, and he's just overall good company to have around the apartment. Last night, we had fun watching John Wick 4, and I also was spectating him as he played Last of Us on my gaming PC, which was fun. I was screaming. Uh, and in Edwin's words, the graphics are so buttery.
Get to the highway! Go! You got Sarah! I can outrun him! I'll meet you there! Hurry!
To my friends who have a link to my vlog, thank you so much for taking the time to listen, and thank you again for your support through this time. It means a lot and it does help me stay afloat.